Okay, so find the volume of the solid obtained by rotating the region enclosed by the curves. I do see that. And I got the, x equals 0, about y equals minus 6. Well, again, I need to visualize it. And the problem with visualization, if you can't visualize it, it's really tough to set the integral up. So the first thing I'll do is, easy things for me. We just did this one over here in the prior problem. So I can say that's pretty easy to do something like this over here. 12 minus x, that's also pretty easy. Before I do that though, I want to get the point of intersection. And looking at it, I'm going to say, y equals 12 minus x. And what do I know about x? If it's going to intersect, it would be y equal 12, let's see, minus the root of y. And I'm going to see if I can figure that out. The root of y equals 12 minus y. All right, how'd I do that? I just rearranged it. I'm going to square up both sides. You get y. This would be 144 minus 24y plus y squared. And what do you get there? You get 0 equals y squared minus 25y plus 144. And yeah, I know it looks tough, but let's give it a shot. Let's see if we can do it. I'm going to say y and y, because y times y is y squared. 144, let's take a look at that. In 144, you could say 12 times 12. That does give you 144, but I don't get the 25 there. Right, so what are you going to do there? I don't know, maybe start to borrow things from the 12. And, 12 is really 3 times 4. So I could say, maybe 9 and 16. Because 9 times 16 now, I borrowed a 3 from each of them and put it together, and borrowed a 4 from each of them and put them together. 9 times 16 is 144. And that sure does look right, by the way. So we can put down minus 9, minus 16. So what do you get over there? 0. Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't put that down. I know what the y is at this point. And the y is going to be either 9 or 16. Okay? Now, I realize for a lot of students are looking at that and saying, I don't know how you could possibly get 2 answers over there. And before I say anything, I want to point out, looking at the problem, right? And I want to write this down for you. And we got a root problem over here. We got this 12 minus x business. I'm going to put that down over here. 12 is up here. Is that agreed? And then it's got a slope of a negative slope, something down like this over here. And you hope you start to realize, I got a point of intersection over there. I want to point out, this one almost looks ridiculous to me. I'm going to say it's 9. I'm going to put this over here, 9. And then I'm going to write down what the value of that is. And that would be x is 3 then. All right? Let's do the other one. 12 minus 3 is also 9. That worked out pretty good. Then let's talk about why 16 is ridiculous. All right? If I put 16 over here, I would get a negative y. And a negative y is not possible over here. And that's why it's ridiculous. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to say that's done. Let me get my eraser out, kind of clear about the picture. I'll erase this business over here too. I'm kind of done with that too. Kind of understand that. X equals 0 looks like, well, it looks like this. Right, so it says, find the volume of the region enclosed by blah, 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 3 curves. But now I got the region. That's the region. But they say about the line, y equals minus 6. I'll put that down for you. It's kind of tough. So what I want to do is I want to visualize it again. And I'm visualizing something like this over here. Now, I'm revolving it around this over here. So what I want to do is I kind of know my limits of integration and I know my differential. So I'll put this over here. I'm going to start at 0, right? That's over here. And I'm stopping at 9. And then what do you get? I'll put the differential down. The differential is going to be dx. Put this over here. And then I'm going to put the pi. I want to do the big guy first. And what's that going to be? Well, it's really the line And the line was what? The line was just, y equals 12 minus x. So it's going to be upper minus the lower. So that's going to be 12 minus x minus a minus 6. I'll write that down for you. Well, minus a minus 6 is plus 6, and we square it. Then I got to remove that inner part, this part over here. It's going to be minus pi. Put the square on it. And then, what's the upper part of that curve? Well, if you thought about it or just reread it, it's just simply x equals the root of y. It's upper minus lower, but I got problems here. And I'm really saying that I got to solve for y. So it's going to be really x squared is equal to y. I need to solve that for y. So it's going to be upper, which is x squared. Write that down for you. Minus the lower. Well, the lower is minus 6, so it's going to be plus 6. All right, I think I'm ready to move forward on it. Before I do that, I want to check see how we did in the integration department. Were we able to write it down? And I notice I got it written over here. I just want to verify. You know what? I think I made a mistake in the writing of the point down, and I don't want to rewrite the whole problem. And let me point out, I did make a mistake, and I erased the mistake. By the way, I didn't erase the mistake. I erased the work. This point over here is not 9.3. I'm sorry about that. And I have to correct that now. It's 3.9. If you remember, I got two values, and 9 was the only one that worked out. And that was for y, not for x. The x turned out to be 3. All right, the x turned out to be 3. So if the y is 9, the x would be 3 on both of those curves, by the way. And again, I made an error over there. I have to correct it and look at it. And again, I'm glad I did that, because if I went through the integration, I would have gotten the integration wrong and the value of the integration wrong. So wouldn't match up with the k. This is 3. Let's go back and look at it again. 0 to 3 pi. I want to point out this is 18, because 12 plus 6 is 18 minus x. And it looks like we're doing a good job over there. Again, I want to get this number over here. And it looks like it might be a challenge for me. So what I want to do is I want to write it down for you. And I think you probably know by now I'm going to factor out a pi. That's 0 to 3. And I see difference of perfect squares again. And I'll write it down for you. What am I seeing? 18 minus x squared minus x squared plus 6 squared. Let me write this down. I'm going to add those together. So it's 18 minus x plus x squared plus 6. And then I'm going to subtract those two things. 18 minus x squared minus 6. And yeah, it's kind of nightmarish. Let's take a look at it. 18 plus 6, that's going to be 24. Then you're going to get minus x plus x squared. Now certainly, I want to make sure I did that right, and I'm going to look at it again. 18 minus x squared plus 6. You would get 18 and 6 is 24. You do get minus x, you do get plus x squared. Let's do the next one. And what do you see over there? Well, 18 minus 6 is 12. That's not so bad. And then you get minus x squared. And again, before I go on, I want to check I did it right. 18 minus 6 is 12. You get minus x squared. Well, let's multiply it out. It looks kind of nasty, doesn't it? 24 times 12. I'm multiplying 24 across those terms. Then when you're going to get, minus 24x. It's work. Minus 24x squared. I'm going to do this now. And what are you going to get? Minus 12x. You're going to get plus x squared. And then you're going to get plus x cubed. I'm going to do this now. What does that give you? 12x squared. And then you're going to get minus x cubed. And then you're going to get minus x to the 4th power. All right, now let me just go through that with you. 12 times 24, that's 240. Because 10 times 24 is 240. 2 times 24 is 48. So it's going to give me 288. Okay, let's do the next one. Minus 36x. Then what do you get over here? Let's see. You get minus 12 plus 1, which is minus 11. Let me make sure I did that right. Minus 12 plus 1 minus 11. The x cubes disappear, and then you just get minus x4 dx. All right? And I gotta say, I'm gonna clean up as I move along. I'm kind of done with, some of this stuff over here, including if it's wrong. I mean, if it's wrong, I'm not gonna get the answer they got. And what am I gonna do now? I'm gonna integrate it, and one step at a time. It looks like it might be some work. Pi 288 x minus, well, that'll be an x squared. You divide by 2, what do you get? 18. Minus 11x cubed over 3 minus x5 over 5. And this is going to be from 0 to 3. Well, I do like the 0 because that bottom limit evaluates, every term evaluates to 0. It's that 3 that's killing me. Let's write this down. Pi 288 times 3 minus 18 times, well, 3 squared is 9. That's not so bad. Over here, I'm going to simplify it because, 3 cubed divided by 3 is just simply 3 squared, which is 9. So I'm going to write down 11 times 9. And yes, we'll do the arithmetic. What do you get over here? It's far more difficult. And it's 3 to the 5th power. So 3 to the 5th power. Well, 3 to the 4th power is 81. And 81 times 3, yes, I'm doing the arithmetic now, is going to be 243 over 5. And remember that lower limit evaluates to 0 because every term evaluates to 0. So I'm ready to do some arithmetic now. And again, it looks some of a challenge for me, but I'm going to meet the challenge. And I'm going to write it down in some of a very peculiar way, but you do your arithmetic, I do my arithmetic. We should agree upon the end. So 3 times 200, 600. And then you're going to get plus 3 times 80, which is 240, and 3 times 8, which is 24, minus, well, 9 times 10 is 90, and 9 times 8 is 72. It's going to be minus 99, and then I got that fraction on the end. It's just 243 over 5. I'm going to start doing the arithmetic, and, I'm looking at it, and I'm going to, maybe do my positive numbers and negative numbers separately. So I'll kind of pull these together. That's 840, 864. Let me just check that again. 840, 864. Then I'm going to do these guys over here. Subtraction problem. And 99 is 180, so 189. I know this is a negative number, by the way. I got a 72. So it's going to be 9 and 2 is 11, 16. And you get 261. Whoops, I almost forgot that guy. 261. I'll check that again, by the way. Minus 243 over 5. Again, I like to check as I move along because I don't want to make mistakes. What I do, 90, I know it's, negative 90, minus 99, minus 72. But I'm just going to add together and take the sign to be negative. So 90 and 99 is 189. And then I'm adding a 72. I'm just checking myself. 2 and 9 is 11. That's going to give me 261. I'm pretty satisfied with that. So I'm going to do over here is, I'm going to do subtraction now. So you get 864 minus 261. Well, you get 3. 6 from 6 is 0. 2 from 8 is 6. So you get 603. I'll write this over here. Well, I got some arithmetic to do. This is pi. I can get a 5 over here. I'm going to get minus 243. And what I got to do is I got to do 5 times 603, which really isn't that bad. I mean, it's 3,000, and 5 times 3 is 15, so 3,015. Got to do my subtraction. It's 3015 minus 243. 3 from 5 is 2. All right, I can't take 4 from 1, so I got to start to borrow. This is 2. This would become 10. I borrow from that. This becomes 9. That becomes 11. 4 from 11 is going to be 7. 2 from 9 is 7. And then what do you get? You get 2. All right? So let's write that down. And I think I'm at the end of my rope at this point. And that's going to be 2 7s. I right in front of the pi. It doesn't look right after the pi. So I'm going to write down 2772 pi over 5. mistakes really do happen a lot in arithmetic, and that's why I do encourage use of calculators. But you know what? You should learn how to do computation without a calculator. So we've already talked about the integration. My question is, I wonder if I'm getting the right thing. Let me get my eraser out over here. Yeah, I'm kind of done with the picture too. I'm going to get rid of this too. And we've already discussed that I got the right integration. I did make a mistake initially, and I think part of that is just not thinking about what I got. I got y, and I put down y for x. But anyway, did I get 2772 pi over 5? I did. We did the arithmetic correctly. Thank you.